What's going on YouTube? How's it going? Today I have Team COG here today, Team COG. They ended up driving up here for our Billings box tournament. So yeah, what'd you play today?
I played Sunavalon, or Plant Link, as I like to call it. Got kind of bodied, called it Game 1 chump. I can take Game 1s and just win 1 game out of 3, but that's about it.
You get wrecked the rest of the time.
Just bad drawings and stuff like that, just drawing bad cards. But I didn't get sacked or anything. I got just outplayed, and my opponents just drew better than I did. And it just, but it was a good fun deck. Caught a lot of people off by surprise. But
awesome, yeah.
So you want me to just go and jump into it?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
All right, guys. So this is like the heart and soul of the deck. Is the 3 Loki. This one card is like full combo for the entire deck. It's kind of crazy that a vanilla normal plant monster is just full combo, but
yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is. This card is the heart and soul. You play, I think, 15 cards or 16 cards to get to this card, including itself. So like, you don't ever want to like normal summon it, but like sometimes you have to. The deck's really strong point is being able to play without the normal summon, so you get to like play through hand traps or like save like powerful extenders like Loanfire, which I'll talk about in a second. But yep, I wouldn't play any less than this guy.
I'm gonna scoot this over.
Oh, yep, go right ahead. Yep. And then like for the rest of it, we play 1 Sunseed Shadow and then 2 Twins. This card's just an extender. It's a hard once per turn extender, so I didn't want to play multiples of it. And Twins is part of the combo, but you need 1 in deck, so you just play the 2. So if you hard open it, you have it. If you open 1 and then like summon out the other, you just free pitch fodder for Sunvine Shrine. But that's about it. This card has a cool graveyard effect that very seldom comes up. If there's like a linked Sun Avalon or Sunvine monster, you can banish it, then summon the same copy of itself that's linked from the extra deck. Cheek it out that way. And then we have a triple Paralytic Seed. This card's actually pretty crazy. It gets you to Rika Strina, which is the generic Plant XYZ. And then like Strina lets you like get resources from the grave. And then when it's tributed, it summons out the big Hyperion, which is like Bambi. But it's free. It also chains block the Drias when you make Drias and stuff like that. So it's just really good.
Awesome.
You could potentially it's between this engine right here and like the Blessed Winds package. You play like Carrot Weight and Spore, and then Blessed Winds, then you make the Aromate Synchro and stuff like that. But this deck does not beat Nibiru, it plays through it, and it's just one of the ways like you play through Nibiru. You make Strina do your sowing combo, and then they nib you. You still get the token, but Strina will trigger because it was tributed to summon out the tree, so you still get like 1 interruption versus just getting a token.
Gotcha.
And then this card right here, which is Loanfire.
Best card.
Yeah. Which is oddly enough, it's not really much of a start. It is a starter, but it's a weak starter because it loses to Ash.
Yep.
Whereas it's a more powerful extender, whereas it's like something like once you get hand trapped and you haven't used your normal summon, you normal it, and then you contribute off the little tree that gets hand trapped to summon out another vanilla from the deck, and then you just make the tree again because the trees aren't hard once per turn, and just combo through that way. But it's very interesting because you see like Plant Synchro and stuff like that from the past. This card was like a 1-card starter, but this card, it's like a weak starter but superior extender in a sense.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then this is like what I call the Rose package. 1 Rose Princess and 1 Rose Girl. Rose Princess just pitches itself to add Cloister, White Rose Cloister, and then if my opponent controls a monster, you can special summon it. But it's mostly used to get Cloister because Cloister lets you special from the hand if you control a monster. So it's just another way to play without a normal. Rose Girl is another way you can chain block the little tree if you need to. It's when a card is sit, and then it's also a good way to like get free real estate off of the shrines because if all you control is plant monsters, you can bring this back to your hand. So it just lets you pitch it, add it back. It's just like good resource management. And then like chain blocking the Drias sometimes when your hands are very weak is really important, so you get to the sowing. But yeah, that's about it. I would definitely maybe test not play 2 of these instead of 1 of these, just because like this is cool and stuff, but man, getting to Cloister is like super important because like some of the games I lost today was when I had to normal summon and then they just hand trapped me and stuff like that. So something to go into or think about. Now just kind of for like the random plant stuff, which is why I call it like the Plant Link stuff. Mardell, it does not just search boss stage, it searches any plant monsters, so you normally get this off of your Jasmine. And then Laurel, you normally grab off of Mardell, and Laurel just says when it goes to the graveyard, it gives you 500 life, which works great with the Sephri Jasmine in the extra deck. So like, you just get free real estate.
Time in the round.
Yeah, time in the time in the round +5. The deck in time's pretty decent. However, I say that, then it's like it's good in time, but then like it can also lose in time just the same.
Yeah.
Bangle Lancer is your best card, and it burns you. So unless you have like the correct setup.
Gotcha.
But for like you can't be a plant deck without like the Rika package. So like This is really good because like she lets you float out monsters from your hand. If you happen to like not have Mudan here, but like Snowdrop, like if you have like, a handful of monsters, you can like tribute a plant monster. It's almost like Infinite Tracks in a way.
Oh, okay.
So like if you tribute a plant monster, you just special summon this out plus another one, and then like her effect says she can target any plant monster on the field, and then whatever level it is, all plant monsters come that level. You sometimes use it to, you almost always use it to target herself to become level 8, but in some like combo lanes and like niche scenarios, you target Mardell to become level 9.
Gotcha.
But that's about it. Mudan here just is normally what you search. She searches a trap, which is Ricochet. You could play your Glamour, but Glamour's just like a win more card, and like I want to make this deck as consistent as possible. And sometimes playing like some of the cards that are so like they are extenders, but like they're just too much. Like you need to start the right ratio of starters and extenders. So, and then this one card, Cactus Bouncer. So this card was put in as a joke, but I've like grown to like it because, like I said, like almost 8 out of 10 times you combo without using your normal. So you like search this, and you just make it your normal summon, and your opponent can't out it.
So what does this guy do?
So if you control a plant, or if I control another plant monster, neither player can special summon.
Oh my!
So you normally do full combo, which is like the Teardrop, the Big Old Tree, Bangle Lancer, normal this, and you have like Sunavalon Bloom and the sheet down here. So like it just applies. It's just a solid win condition.
That is dope.
I've definitely found myself where it's like not having it. Your board is just more susceptible. So like by normal summoning this, like your opponent has to respect it. So they have to waste one of their, like if they open like droplets, they have to waste one of their droplets, pitches on this. Perm Chalice, everything just has to get rid of this first, and then they have to play through like the bounce, tribute, and everything else. But it's really good.
That's cool.
It is pretty cool. It's searchable floodgate. Moving on to the spells, we have 3 sowing. This card's nuts. So this card says you can special one Sunseed monster from your deck, and then you take 1,000 life. If you don't control a Sun Avalon monster in your extra monster zone, you have to summon the Loki, but you can search this card off of your Drius, and then it's Drius lets you gain the life back, so it's like it's 3 monsters really.
Gotcha.
So you make Drius, activate this, and it gets you 3 monsters. It's crazy. And then if a Link monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish it, like the Wheelchair Cat and Salamangreat's Balinks. It's crazy. And then like it's a superior extender, but it's like a weak starter too, where if like this is the only card in your hand, it can get things going. But you always want to just fire this off of the Drius. Gotcha. And you play 3 because you want to open it and then let them like ash the Drius, so then you're going to fire it off so they don't ash this.
Okay.
And then the other Sunavine card is Sunavine Shrine. This card is not once per turn. You just activate this card by controlling a Sun Avalon Link, and then you pitch a card from your hand, and then just once per turn during the main phase you can special summon the Vanilla from the graveyard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard once per turn, so you can have multiples. If they bounce this card, you can reactivate it. As long as you have a card to pitch and a Sun Avalon Link on field, it's just super easy. And then it has a cheeky effect that during the end phase, if you have a continuous spell or trap in the grave, you can sack it off during the end phase to reset that card. So like Rivalry, goes in and stuff like that. If they get rid of it during the end phase, you can send this card to reset that card, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Then we have here's like the 3 cards to get to the seed.
Yeah.
Painful Decision. Not much more can be said. Dump at vanilla to add a vanilla. Unexpected Die. Just summon this. Get to the seed without normal summoning. For like out of all my testing and stuff, no one's ever ashed this. But for like the first time at your guys' tournament here today, everybody ashed this card when my hand was like needed this card to resolve. And like the times when like they let people like this card resolves, my hand's so good that it didn't. Like I want them to ash this because my hand's so good. But like the times today that I played this, everyone ashed it and it was like dang, and I needed to resolve. But that'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
2 Avarice. You have to play Avarice. It's not even like by the time your combo is done, you have like 3 cards in your extra deck. So you got to have like a grind game, and we don't have like the ability to shuffle things back inherently. So Pot of Avarice is just really good.
Nice.
I'd go full combo, shuffle it all back, draw 2 cards. But yeah,
it's like my deck.
Yeah, except for it's just like Earth Machine, but we just have to draw, I guess.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't play without this. It's probably the best draw card you can have because, like I said, like having that additional grind game is just really important. And then like sometimes like you can put back like other important plant cards to be able to draw 2 cards. But Monster Reborn, White Rose Cloister, and Called By. Self-explanatory, just a superior extender to play through stuff. This is the card that the Rose Princess searches that says if you control no monsters, you can special summon a plant or a Rose Dragon from your hand. And Called By because, yeah, we don't like hand traps here.
Right, yeah. We need to play.
Yeah, you gotta play it. And I wouldn't recommend playing as I said earlier. It's a 1-card combo deck, but you don't want to clog with like Crossout because like you need extenders in your hand to play and stuff. So Crossout just makes the list a little bit more inconsistent. Yeah. It's crazy because it's like a 1-card combo, but you would rather have the extenders because it's not always going to be ideal, I guess. So, yeah. But for traps, I was on 3 imperms as my only trap to play, hand trap in general, just because of triple tactic talcs. I didn't want to get punished by that. And this is a card that you can set that's, and it also answers DPE. That was another thing I wanted. You can Ash the Destiny Fusion, but like sometimes like if I draw Ash on like my 6th card, it's dead. Whereas if I top deck this, I can smack that DPE.
Exactly.
And other than that, you just set it and stuff like that. It's just settable with Disruption, which is really good. The 2 traps is Ricochet and Sunavalon Bloom. Both these are searchable. This is searchable by Madon. This is searchable by the big old tree, Drythenia, whatever you have to pronounce his name. This card is a weaker skill drain. As long as you control a Link 4 or higher Plant Link monster when you activate it, all monsters on your opponent's side of the field gets their effects negated permanently. And then during damage calculation, you can have a Plant Link monster you control, whatever it gains, whatever points to it gains during damage calculation. So it makes like the trees and Bangle Lancer become huge. And then Ricochet's a Snatch Steal. You can target them. It's like an Imperm 2, I guess. You target a face-up monster your opponent controls, and then you can negate its effects. And then if you tribute a plant monster when you activate this effect, you can Snatch Steal it till the end of the turn, and it becomes a plant monster. So just searchable Disruption. We'll just fly into the X deck here. Small Tree. This card is actually quite crazy. On summon, add a Sunvine spell or trap. So you grab Sowing. If you have Sowing, you grab Shrine. If you take battle or effect damage, you just get to gain that damage instead, and then summon out a Sunvine card from your X deck. Which your 3 targets for that is 1 Healer and then 2 Thrasher. You always summon the Healer because Healer gives your life points up to 8,300. And then these guys are just like the closers. You get these guys target a Link monster, Sunavalon Link monster, and it gains 800 attack by its Link rating. So like you become 4,000, and then when they destroy something by battle and send it to the graveyard, they reborn it to a zone of Link monster points too. So it's pretty good, like good utility in like graveyard reliant decks. Yeah. 2 Jasmine, part of the combo. The first effect of this card is tribute a card it points to summon a card from the deck, and then the non-hard once per turn of this card is if you gain life, you can add plant monsters. So it's just you make both of them, then you gain life, and then you can trigger them both, which is really good. For the Link 3, this card is like pretty crazy. This is Melis. On summon, brings back the Loki from grave, and then this card can target a Sunvine card it points to, and it can attack up to the number of Sunavalon monsters that are currently on the field. So it allows you to do some like crazy OTKs with like Thrasher here. Just Thrasher gets to be 32, and then like it can attack like twice or 3 times sometimes. And then every time Thrasher destroys something and sends it, it can reborn it too if you have the zones. But yeah, it's really good. I mean, it does come up. The big old tree here. This card's crazy. On summon, add the searchable skill drain. This card cannot be targeted for attacks. I guess that's something else to say. Drias here also cannot be targeted for attacks, but it doesn't prevent the opponent from attacking directly. And then this card cannot be destroyed by card effects, excuse me, in general. And then once per turn, you can tribute a plant linking monster it points to, and then you destroy cards up to the number of its link rating. So like you can like tribute this, destroy up to 3 cards. Okay. And yeah, it's just a big old. You normally put it up here in the extra monster zone, and then put a bunch of cards down here. Yeah. So it works with the trap during damage. It will gain everything. The best card in the deck, Bangle Lancer. This card is the boss monster. I know Drythenia is pretty good, but this card is remarkable. It's so generic to make. 2 plant monsters and you make it. During the main phase quick effect, target a monster your opponent controls, you can pulse it back to the hand, and then you take damage equal to its attack. So that's where like the deck can conflict in time. You gain a bunch of life, but you also burns too. And then the best thing about this card is like in conjunction with the Rikas, you can banish cards up to like the link rating of 4 in your graveyard. So like a link 3 and a link 1, or 2 link 2s to summon it back. You can only use each effect once per turn, but you make this and then you go the Rika Fairies tribute it off, do the Rika Fairy stuff, and then this card can come back. Then the opponent starts to compulse, but it leaves the field when it's done. But this card's so easy to make. It's the best boss monster the deck has. I mean, this card requires 2 link monsters to make, so it's more generic, but this card just requires 2 plant monsters, which you're more likely to have. So this card it's amazing. It's like it's the best plant link monster we got. For the XYZs, one Queen, Rika Strina, one Teardrop, and one Hyperion. So this girl, you make it with you use Snowdrop, target herself, all plants become level 8, make her, if she has a plant as material, she becomes a quick effect tribute, so you just detach, target your opponent's monster, tribute it, then it gains 200 whenever a card is tributed, so with like Rika Sheet it gets to be 32. Strina says like you detach one card, it's generic, it's 2 level 4 monsters, that's why you make it with XYZ. You can detach an XYZ material, target a plant monster in your graveyard, add it to hand, so it gives you that recursion and lets you add back resources that you normally wouldn't have to like pitch off Shrine and stuff. And then if this card is tributed, either by the Rika Fairies in the grave, or like if you go through your combo with like Jasmine here, or Nibiru that tribute it, you get to special summon a level 8 or higher plant XYZ from your extra deck, and then just smack it on top of her. So she's what lets us play through Nib and stuff like that. So
That's cool.
yeah, I wouldn't replace this engine for anything. This right here is just Nib's bad, man.
Yeah.
So playing through Nib, you just got to do.
Awesome.
And then yeah, for the side deck, I'll quickly just run through it.
Yep.
This card right here was Kaiju. Nibiru conflicts with the Unexpected Die in White Rose Cloister. This card, gotta respect Bird Up, and then we were playing under the old list here, so like or the current list. We're not playing by the news, I guess we should say. So Bird Up was still a possibility. That wind statue, at least you can Kaiju it with this. And some cool plays is you can Kaiju them, and then you can Bangle Lancer back the Kaiju, and then Kaiju another monster. And then you'll have like the Rika Queen out, so you have like a big enough monster to attack over it. So you can solve 3 monsters, or almost 4 monsters with just like this plus the going full combo.
That's spicy.
So it burns you a little bit, but it does solve the issue. Moving on, 3 Cosmics. You didn't want like this actually conflicted more with the maybe MST is the way to go. I know it's kind of you don't want to play 10 Twisters. Actually, I take that back. You'd want to play Lightning Storms over this if you got it, because like you just need to solve back row, man. We are a combo deck, so like playing through back row is really rough. This was just difficult because we already play so much for life with the Bangle Lancer, and time came up quite a bit today, and it was kind of scary. So just have to have an answer for back row. So play what you want. Dark Ruler no more for the counter. The deck's inboard is pretty good, so like you can normally like Dark Ruler and then like tribute off, bounce, and then like attack over there inboard, so like you just get to play freely under this. Then this right here is probably an interesting tech. Pollinus is a spicy tech I was playing. It's a counter trap for plants. When a monster would be normal or special summon, or a spell or trap card is activated, you just tribute a plant. So as I was telling Thomas here earlier, you normally go Rika Sheet, you tribute your Bagel Lancer because it can come back, you steal your opponent's monster and negate it, and then you can Pollinus to negate to Solemn Judgment something, it's sending their monster instead. But like in theory it works with Bagel Lancer too, because like even if you end on just Bagel Lancer in this, you have a Judgment plus a bounce. So like it's just another like Judgment to go into like game 3 so you don't get even lead, because even lead sucks. And just speaking of that, just
Evenly?
yeah, 3 Judgment. Yeah, just to answer the even leads, because like when this deck's done, almost all your zones, like maybe there's like 2 or 3 zones that are not taken up. So evenly hurts. But that's about it, guys.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Please remember to check out Team COG if you guys haven't already, and give my man Thomas here a like and a sub.
Thank
so
you.
yeah, catch you guys next time.
Also, one more thing I want to
yes.
mention is that we both recorded live duels, so if you want to check out live duels, we'll have some on our channels. So, did you record those?
I did live.
Oh, live
so my
stream.
live streams stay up. I'll keep this live stream up for a while.
Cool.
But yep, just cup one over, and then for the most part, I'll probably just cut them up and do different duels with them and stuff like
Cool.
that. So
Yeah.
just hop on over and check them out.
Yep.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thanks everybody
You
for
guys
watching.
stay safe, stay healthy. Have a good day.
See you in the next one. Bye.